Again from Sarah, how to assert my authority if I'm new to the industry, or should I wait until I have more experience?
This is a great question, and I am going to answer it actually very briefly, because I think people will expect me to go on a big, thing about words to use to assert your authority, blah, blah, blah. But I'm actually going to say simply, if you genuinely don't know anything about your industry, then you probably shouldn't be writing a book. You should be learning as much about it as you can. I don't think that's the question that you're asking, though. I think that you probably do know a lot about your industry, and you've probably got expertise that you are using. I don't know what you do, Sarah, but if you're earning money doing it, then you obviously do know enough, to earn the money. So actually, you're not necessarily setting yourself up as the expert at the very top of your tree. What you're doing is setting yourself up as the expert for the particular clients that you want to work with, because what you need to remember is that even if you don't know nearly as much as people at the top end of your industry, you know a lot more than your clients who know practically nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the really important thing, as long as you don't overreach. So I would never go out there and tout myself as an expert in getting traditionally published, because I don't know that much about the traditional publishing industry. I know enough to write a bit about it in a chapter on my book, but if someone were to come to me and say, I want to be traditionally published, how do I go about getting an agent, blah, 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 I could give them a little bit of basic information. Then I'd say, you need to go talk to somebody who's an expert in traditional publishing. So as long as you're not setting yourself up and overreaching and trying to claim that you're an expert in something you're not, you're fine. And don't worry, by the way, people worry really a lot about saying, I don't know. And actually, I have a lot of respect for people who say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that. I'm not the expert in that, but I can point you towards somebody who is.
I think as well, there's a tendency, if you feel you don't have enough experience, in 12 months, you're probably not going to feel like you've got enough experience either.
Yeah.
And you could just carry on like that for probably forever, the rest of your career, feeling like you don't really have enough experience to do it.
Yeah.
And then it's never going to happen.
Yeah. Because the only way you're going to get experience is to do it. And I don't know anybody. Like, I know quite a few people who are at the top of their industry. Like today I was having lunch with Drayton Bird, and he is pretty much at the top of the direct marketing and copywriting industry. And
Hi, Drayton.
Hi, Drayton. And he is the most self-deprecating man I have ever met. And he doesn't feel like he knows everything. In fact, he probably, if he was here, he'd be like, God, I know nothing. And clearly that's not true. But my point is that no matter how high you get in your industry, and no matter how successful you are, the best people always think there's something more to learn.
Yeah.
Because there is always something more to learn.
And a really good way to learn all of that is to research and think about your book.
Yeah.
It's a super cool way of gaining experience is by getting in there and learning more.
Yeah, because I didn't know very much at all about the traditional publishing industry, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit in my chapter on publishing. Because,
so you had to go and find out?
So I had to go and find out, and I found out enough to talk a little bit about the pros and cons, and then say, you know what, traditional publishing, not my bag, go find out about it somewhere else. And that's all I needed, but it's good. And I will keep finding out more about the trad publishing industry, because I'm interested to see if it crashes and burns like Titanic. Because I think there's a lot of people in the trad industry rearranging deck chairs.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there?
It's a
Big
really
change.
fascinating time to be. There has never been a better time to write a book, I don't think, to write and publish a book, especially if you're self-publishing. And I'm really fascinated to see what happens to the traditional industry, because I don't want it to die, because I love books. I love traditionally published books. I want to see them change, because they're going to have to do so.
Yeah.
So it's really, really interesting.